Katherine Ross truly hated her more than anyone. Katherine Ross was born Katherine Juliette Ross on January 29, 1940, in Hollywood, California. Her father, Dudley Ross, was a Navy officer who served during World War II and later worked for the Associated Press, while her mother, Catherine W. Hall, stayed home to take care of the family. They moved a lot, and Ross spent most of her childhood in the San Francisco Bay Area. There, she developed a deep love for art, books, and theater passions that would guide her through life. After finishing Las Lomas High School in Walnut Creek in 1957, Ross went to Diablo Valley College. That's where she got interested in drama and began to shine as an actress. Her teachers and friends encouraged her to go after acting full-time, so she left college after 1 year. She joined the Actors Workshop in San Francisco, a famous place for learning method acting. There, she studied how to express real emotions on stage, something that became her trademark later in movies. Ross started her career slowly with small TV roles in the early 1960s. She appeared in shows like The Alfred Hitchcock Hour, Gunsmoke, Wagon Train, and The Virginian. She quickly showed that she could fit into many different roles from suspense to westerns. Hollywood soon noticed her natural talent and charm on screen. Her first big movie role came in 1965 in Shenandoah, starring James Stewart, where she played the sweet Ann Anderson. That movie introduced her to a bigger audience and started her path to stardom. Her big break came in 1967 with Mike Nichols' famous movie The Graduate. She starred with Dustin Hoffman as Elaine Robinson, a young woman caught between her parents' expectations and her own search for love and identity. Her performance was calm but powerful and filled with emotion. It earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress and a Golden Globe for New Star of the Year. The Graduate became one of the most famous movies of the 20th century, and Ross's role as Elaine became a symbol of that generation's changing values and struggles. After The Graduate, Katherine Ross kept choosing bold and interesting roles. In 1969, she starred with Paul Newman and Robert Redford in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, playing Etta Place, the mysterious woman who loved Sundance. Her chemistry with both actors, especially Redford, was amazing. The movie became a classic, and Ross's role added warmth and emotion to a story full of action and outlaw excitement. That same year, she won the BAFTA Award for Best Actress for her work in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and Tell Them Willie Boy Is Here*. In the 1970s, Ross built an even stronger career. She appeared in The Stepford Wives 1975, a chilling and thought-provoking movie that showed her love for serious and meaningful roles. Her performance as Joanna Eberhardt, a woman who discovers a dark secret in her perfect suburban neighborhood, became one of her best-known roles. Ross also starred in Voyage of the Damned 1976, which earned her another Golden Globe nomination. Even with her growing success, Ross stayed private and down-to-earth. She avoided Hollywood's wild lifestyle and focused on meaningful projects instead of fame. As time went on, Ross acted less often but still took powerful roles. She appeared in TV movies, independent films, and projects with her husband, Sam Elliott, like Conager 1991, which got her another Golden Globe nomination. Her long career, spanning over 50 years, showed her balance between talent and honesty. She never chased scandals or publicity. She let her work speak for itself. Katherine Ross's personal life had its ups and downs. She married 5 times, and each marriage represented a different stage in her journey, both in her career and personal growth. Ross's first marriage happened on February 28, 1960, when she married her college sweetheart, Joel Fabiani. She was still young and trying to find her way in acting while also learning how to be a wife. Fabiani, who later became a TV and stage actor, shared her creative dreams. They were two young dreamers hoping for success in show business, but as their goals pulled them in different directions, their marriage couldn't survive. After just 2 years, they divorced, the first of several short marriages to come in 1964. Ross married again, this time to John Marion. By then, she was gaining recognition as a rising actress in Hollywood. At first, the marriage looked promising, but it ended quickly too. They divorced in 1967. Around the same time Ross's career was starting to take off, her growing fame and busy schedule made it hard to keep a stable relationship. Her third marriage brought her even closer to Hollywood's creative world. In 1969, after finishing Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Ross married the movie's cinematographer, Conrad Hall. Hall was one of the most respected cameramen in Hollywood. Known for his poetic visual style, their marriage was full of artistic energy to talented people at the top of their game. But like many Hollywood couples, their demanding work and strong personalities caused problems. By 1973, after 4 years together, they decided to divorce. Not long after, Ross married again in 1974, this time to Gaetano Tom Lisi, whom she met while filming The Stepford Wives. He worked as a driver and technician on the set, and their relationship grew from genuine friendship, not Hollywood fame. This marriage showed Ross's longing for a simple and normal life after years of emotional chaos, but as her acting career kept her busy, balancing her personal life became hard again. They divorced in 1979. Ross's fifth and final marriage was the one that truly lasted. On May 1, 1984, she married actor Sam Elliott, the man with the deep voice, rugged charm, and calm strength that made him one of Hollywood's most loved stars. They had first met years earlier on the set of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, though at that time, Ross was already famous and Elliott was just starting his career. It wasn't until 1978, when they both worked on the horror movie The Legacy, that their friendship turned into romance. Their bond grew from friendship into real love, based on mutual respect and shared values, not the flashy excitement of Hollywood. For Ross, this marriage changed everything. Unlike her past relationships, this one gave her peace and stability. Both she and Elliott continued acting, but they made sure to focus on their life together away from the constant spotlight. Just a few months after their wedding, on September 17, 1984, Ross gave birth to their daughter, Cleo Rose Elliott. It was a very happy time for both of them. Ross was almost 45 then, and Cleo became the center of their world. Cleo later followed her parents' artistic path and became a musician. Throughout her long and respected career, Katherine Ross became known as a soft-spoken and private actress who preferred to let her work speak for her. But behind that calm and graceful image, there was another side to her, a woman who couldn't stand rudeness, arrogance, or cruelty on set, and among everyone she worked with in Hollywood, there was one person Ross truly hated more than anyone else. That person was the outspoken and unpredictable actress Cloris Leachman. Ross and Leachman crossed paths in the late 1960s and early 1970s. When both were at the top of their fame, Leachman was gaining attention for her sharp humor and wild personality, while Ross was still enjoying success from The Graduate and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. But when they worked together, their personalities clashed right away. Ross, quiet and serious, found Leachman's loud and chaotic behavior impossible to handle. Cloris had this way of making everything about her. Ross once said privately, she didn't just steal scenes, she stole the air in the room. The tension between them started during a project where Leachman's habit of ad-libbing and going off script constantly disrupted the calm, focused environment Ross preferred. Ross liked rehearsed and emotionally real performances, while Leachman loved unpredictability. Crew members said they often saw Ross quietly fuming as Leachman went off script, forcing everyone to adjust. It wasn't about professionalism, Ross later explained. It was about respect. When someone keeps turning a scene into a circus, it stops being art. Their off-camera relationship wasn't any better. Leachman, known for her sharp tongue and bold jokes, often made sarcastic remarks that Ross took personally. What others saw as funny teasing, Ross saw as mean and unnecessary. Cloris liked to poke people, Ross said, but it wasn't funny to me. There's a difference between humor and humiliation. What started as mild irritation soon became open dislike. Ross avoided Leachman whenever possible, even leaving a dinner once after realizing they were seated at the same table. But true to her personality, Ross never made their feud public. She stayed calm and professional. When a journalist asked her about Leachman years later, Ross simply said, "Some people feed on chaos. I never could." That one sentence showed how different they were, one woman drawn to noise and drama, the other craving peace and focus. Leachman, on the other hand, didn't seem bothered. She even joked about the tension once, saying, "Oh, Katherine Ross hates me. Good. I must have done something right." For Leachman, conflict was entertainment, but for Ross, it was personal, a symbol of everything she disliked about Hollywood. Hollywood rewards noise, Ross once said in a rare honest moment, but I never wanted to shout to be heard. I believed in stillness. To Ross, Leachman represented the opposite: chaos, ego, and a lack of respect for quiet artistry. Their feud eventually faded from the spotlight as their careers went in different directions. Leachman won an Academy Award and several Emmys, while Ross stepped back from fame, focusing on her marriage to Sam Elliott and their family life. Still, when Ross looked back years later, she admitted that Cloris Leachman was the one person who could ruin her day just by walking into the room, even though Ross disliked her deeply. She never denied Leachman's skill. She was gifted, Ross said once. But sometimes talent isn't enough if there's no kindness behind it. Those words summed up Ross's belief that grace and kindness mattered more than fame or awards. In many ways, their rivalry showed two opposite sides of Hollywood: Ross, quiet and thoughtful; Leachman, wild and bold. They were both talented but could never find harmony together. When Cloris Leachman passed away in 2021, Ross didn't comment publicly. Friends said she didn't speak badly about her, only admitted that the experience had taught her patience. People close to her said the memory of that feud stayed with her not out of anger, but as a reminder of her own boundaries and dignity. Ross once said, "Some people come into your life to remind you who you don't want to be," and for Katherine Ross, that person more than anyone else was Cloris Leachman.